Hi everybody, my name is Kim and welcome back to my channel, Bookmarks and Breadsticks. I am here today to bring you my first completed read of Nonfiction November. So remember, Nonfiction November, there are 4 different prompts if you want to follow the themes, which I will put over here. But remember, the bare minimum of Nonfiction November is to try and read just one nonfiction book. Try expanding your horizons, just like I'm trying to expand mine by reading fiction. So you can read any nonfiction book you want. I just finished The Billionaire's Vinegar and used this for the prompt of time. So the idea is that this is the premise of this book is that the most expensive bottle of wine in the world belonged to Thomas Jefferson. So if you actually see on the picture, it's the bottle that is sold supposedly has Thomas Jefferson's initials and has the year 1787 etched into it. I'll just read a quick synopsis for you. The Billionaire's Vinegar tells the true story of the 1787 Chateau Lafite Bordeaux, supposedly owned by Thomas Jefferson, which sold for $156,000 at auction, and of the eccentrics whose lives intersected with it. Was it truly entombed in a pair of cellar for 200 years, or did it come from a secret Nazi bunker, or from the moldy basement of a devilishly brilliant con artist? So this is written by Benjamin Wallace, and I've had this book for quite a while, and my husband and I took turns trying to read it to each other before going to sleep at night, and it was putting me to sleep. I couldn't deal with it. So I actually tried this as an audiobook this time around, just shy of 6 hours, I think, and it was so much more enjoyable. Having someone tell you this story, it was just that. It was kind of like a crime mystery, like who done it? Is it real? Is it not real? It was really a much more pleasurable experience, and I'm glad I read it. I should warn you that the upfront, I'd say, first half hour of the audiobook, first chapters in the book, you really just have to listen to the story or the projection of like, this is what Thomas Jefferson was doing around 1767, and how Thomas Jefferson came to Paris and was interested in wine and wanted to have relationships with women and all this stuff. So once you get past the historical context of Thomas Jefferson and why he was near Chateau Lafite, how he got involved with that winery, then the book gets much more into this investigative journalism kind of story. Once you get past that barrier, the book was so much easier to listen to, so much more interesting, and I really recommend it. So what I love about the book is obviously it's about food, it's about wine, quite literally. But what I think I like about it is I work in consumer products, so I understand to a certain degree the work that goes into the packaging, the seals, the shipments, the supply chain, and this book just goes into it. Like the level of history and knowledge about the types of corks that are used in the bottle of wine based on the vineyard, based on the year, the type of glass that was used, the machinery available at the time to etch and inscribe into the bottles. A lot of that is fascinating, and I don't know about you, but I've noticed on Netflix specifically, there's lots of shows like Forged in Fire, and it's a competition about making knives, and now there's glass blowing competitions on Netflix. I think this is a great book if you're not a super foodie, but maybe you like wine or you kind of like the detective mystery vibe. This is a lot of fun, and you don't need to know a lot about wine. In the sense, the author, Wallace, is going to tell you why this is a valuable bottle of wine. And he'll explain to you the world of wine auctions and dealers and consignment. So if you don't have a lot of experience with wine, which I don't, I actually don't even drink wine, it is approachable because it's a story and it's a kind of like a whodunit. And I don't want to spoil it, but it's a lot of fun to read. If you also want, or if you're more of a visual person, there is a Netflix documentary called Sour Grapes that is not about this bottle of wine, but about a different con artist who also tried to sell very expensive bottles of wine and got caught. I believe he's in jail for 9 years. I don't remember totally. I just read the Wikipedia page yesterday. So I recommend that movie too. I have seen it. I've seen it, and I saw it years ago. Not years ago, like 5 years ago. I just saw it in the past couple of years, and then picked up this book, and I remember because Dan and I were like, did we read this? Did that movie cover this? No, it covers somebody else. You're probably wondering, Well, how could a bottle of wine be sold for so much money? Rare wines are some of the few items, which I learned from the book, that do not have or require a letter of authenticity. So, like you go on like the Antique Roadshow and people are able to like track down receipts and tracking numbers and etc. Wine's not like that, because a lot of historical wine lives in people's cellars for years and years and years, and there's just no paper trail. Now, in modern production, newer vintages and etc., the wineries have gone a step above. They've now start putting certain seals in. They use certain materials. Because of these kinds of scandals like this one, the industry has evolved to make it a little bit easier to track and be accountable so that they don't have these kinds of controversies, if you will. But yeah, this is my first book for Nonfiction November, The Billionaire's Vinegar by Benjamin Wallace. What do you guys... I hate asking that question. So this is my review and my first completed book for Nonfiction November. I'll link the book in the description below, and also a link hopefully to the trailer of Sour Grapes, just in case you're interested in that documentary. Let me know in the comments below, do you like these kinds of mysteries? Would you ever pay a lot of money for an expensive bottle of wine? I've paid for expensive meals in my life, but not expensive wines or even alcohol when I did drink. But I would love to see, like, do you guys drink wine? Like, is there something like, yes, I love this vintage Kim, or I love this? Let me know. I'm always excited to learn more, especially about a world that I'm not that actively involved in. Are you reading something for Nonfiction November? If so, tell me what the book is. And if you're not, maybe you should consider it and you can read The Billionaire's Vinegar or another food book. If you want a nonfiction food writing recommendation for Nonfiction November, hit me up in the comments below. I am so happy to give recommendations. And if you haven't already, please make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on my foodie bookish content. Have a great day. Talk to you in the next one. Bye.